Biology 2010 MCQ 7. At the time of the photosynthetic organisms, Earth had a reducing atmosphere with hydrogen as the main component. Second, there were no continents. Third, aerobic bacteria were abundant. Fourth, Earth's atmosphere contained methane in significant amounts. Fifth, iron oxides were one of the major components of Earth's crust. So in order to answer this question, we have to go to the past. Okay, so we have a time machine here, so let's go to the past. So in order to go back to the exact past where we should see this photosynthetic organism, okay, we have to understand the eons. So eons are the geological time scale. Okay, so with the help of eons we can navigate to the particular past. Okay, so let's go back to the Earth's first eon. That means the very first period where the Earth was created. So let's go to the Hadean eon. So the story of Earth starts in the Hadean eon. Okay, Earth was almost unrecognizable. Asteroids and comets repeatedly pelted Earth. The temperature was hot with lava flowing in it. So the key main events in the Hadean eon are the Earth coalescing and the water formation, magnetic field formation, and the giant impact hypothesis. So this thesis explains the formation of our moon. This happened sometime at the start of the Hadean eon. So during this eon, hydrogen and helium are expected to continually leak from the atmosphere during this time. So let's go to the Archean eon. So in the Archean eon, Earth finally starts to cool down with more stable climate. So Earth began cooling in the Archean eon, and because it was cool enough, water could finally condense to form its first oceans. Earth's crust was cooling in the Archean eon. This cooler climate allowed the formation of continents. So at the start of the Archean eon, Earth was without free oxygen. Water molecules had oxygen, but they were bonded with hydrogen. In this eon, Earth's atmosphere was mostly methane and nitrogen. The earliest living organisms were microscopic bacteria, which show up in the fossil records as early as 3.4 billion years ago. As their numbers multiplied and supplies of their chemical fuel were eaten up, bacteria sought out an alternative energy source. The new varieties began to harness the power of the sun through a biochemical process known as photosynthesis. So in the absence of oxygen, these microscopic cyanobacteria converted sunlight to energy. They carried out photosynthesis in the ocean, metabolizing their own food. As a waste product, cyanobacteria released oxygen into ocean. As oxygen filled the oceans, it mixed with iron. Iron rusts when it reacts with oxygen. So over the time, the sea floor collected rusted iron. Most of the world's iron ore deposits were produced in the Archean eon. Okay, let's look at the summary of this question. So let's have it analyzed in chronological order. So with the information we have studied so far, let's analyze all these 5 events. Okay, so the first one, Earth had a reducing atmosphere with hydrogen as the main component. Actually this happened in the Hadean eon, so this is not the correct answer. And the second one, there were no continents. Actually there were no continents in the beginning of the Hadean eon. Contrast to this, there were actually continents were available in the period of photosynthetic organisms. So actually this is also not the right answer. And the third answer is aerobic bacteria were abundant. Actually, the aerobic bacteria were abundant after the photosynthetic bacteria, that's mean the cyanobacteria, produced oxygen. So this is not the right answer. And the fourth one, Earth's atmosphere contained methane in significant amount. Yeah, this is correct answer, because in the timeline of the photosynthesis bacteria, that's means the cyanobacteria, this event actually happened. And the fifth answer is the iron oxides were one of the major components of the Earth crust. Actually, this event happened after the photosynthetic bacteria produced oxygen. So this is not the right answer and this is the wrong answer. So based on that, the fourth is the correct answer.